Let's got here, and it's time to talk about Kaiju number 8. And this episode is probably the best episode I've gotten so far. It was bound to happen at some point, but I love this episode. The first or the most part of the episode focusing on Hoshina, him being awesome, and then the last part of the episode with Kafka finally having the secret out, and a very, very cool hype way of having him transform there. I love this so much, just also hyping, grinning the entire time. But anyway, let's get into the episode and talk about it. Now, picks up from last week there. We have Kaiju number 10, or Yami from Bleach, with his huge form there. And we see Hoshina is not gonna be able to deal very well with something like this. It's out of his speciality, so to say. He said it from the start, he's much better against humanoid, smaller scale things. Even though he's very skillful individually, he doesn't do very well against big targets here. And also showing the limits of the suits. I kind of like this, having limiters on them, overheating. He was reaching that point. He barely had like 1 minute left here, and the more he attacked, he was barely dealing any damage, everything was getting regen there. But what I liked throughout this, as much as he was struggling, also got a bit of characterization for Hoshina, and that was pretty great. Even though he was kind of almost dying in the background there during the fight, getting slammed in the wall, very wounded badly there. I love the flashback and giving more insight into Hoshina, which is one of my favorite characters in the series. Him and Kafka. Kafka probably is gonna get a lot of points after this episode, but we're gonna get to that. Now, we see a bit of sometimes things leave you behind. The world changes. Even if you have a skill, things change. And we see a bit here with his father telling him, if you're born like 200, 300 years ago, you could have been a genius. The age of the blade has passed, which is true in a way, because we see it, kaijus are bigger and bigger there, but this didn't deter him. I really liked he has this indomitable will. He didn't want to give up. He was still fighting there with Kaiju number 10, very wounded, but no matter what he did, that guy was just regaining very much here. I kind of think that Kaiju number 9, like I said, is probably gonna end up being a lot more dangerous than Kaiju number 10, because this guy just feels like Brawn with Kaiju number 10. But that guy had a lot of brain, Kaiju number 9, and we're probably gonna see a lot more of him. But back here, more focused on Hoshina. Throughout his life and career, even when he joined the defense force, his father also before, give up. You're not good at this. You can't use the suits to unleash power for the guns, kind of like the same way as Mina was doing that. So everybody, give up, give up, give up, give up, give up. But he wasn't, and he kind of got used to people telling him that until he got to Mina. And she was the only one that saw something in him, telling him, I need your help. We're gonna end up at some point fighting humanoid kaiju or smaller scale things, so join him. And that kind of threw him a lifeline, and I really liked that quite a lot, even showing how much she has helped a lot of the people and why they have so much faith in her and trusting her here, not just saving them from a battle, but also kind of saving them in different ways, because she saved him here, giving him a lifeline in a way. But yeah, still fighting back in the present versus Kaiju number 10. Fortunately, he gets caught. No matter how much effort he put there, this wasn't a fight for him to win solo, 1 versus 1. And almost gets crushed. Kafka was about to transform, and I'm like, okay, so Kafka is gonna transform, save him, and this is how the reveal is gonna go. That was where my mind went. But no, they actually caught me here. I'm like, he was about to transform, then Mina shows up. I'm like, okay, so not yet, not yet. We have Mina showing up. She starts blasting there. The first one revealing that he was still able to regen, so he had quite a lot of regen, even taking a blast from Mina. But they had to get to the core. And what I liked here, we see Hoshina still wasn't giving up. Like, he couldn't unleash his maximum power. He goes down to like 63% power, still very wounded, and he still tried to attack, slashing, doing everything he could in his power. Like, how much he was willing to push himself here. I love moments like this when a character just fuck everything else, I'm just gonna push forward no matter what happens to me, to protect others also. And I love the entrance for Hikaru. She had a perfect entrance there, showing up to help, but she couldn't do it even slash. Like, she couldn't even get through the shell of Kaiju number 10, and she's one of the best fighters in the series that we have so far. But they work together, he slashes the shell open, and she's able to take out one of the knees or one of the legs for the Kaiju number 10, bringing it down. And this allows Mina to have more shots, exposing the core, but everybody else also pitches in to support her. Hoshina still wasn't stopping. Like, this guy was a machine this episode, but he was about to be eaten. In the last moment, Mina hits the final shot and explodes Kaiju number 10. I speedrun a bit here. I love what Hoshina did this episode. He is one of the MVPs for this episode. Probably the biggest MVP that we have had so far in the series. And I like the emotional moment after that. Everybody was happy, they won, and Kafka having that pride in him, looking at Kikoru, Hoshina and Mina, how much they did, seeing them together and saying, one day I want to be there besides them. And Ichikawa says, hey, we're just getting started. So can't wait to see the combo between them working together there. But yeah, this wasn't over, and I like this quite a lot. I was like, okay, the episode is about to end, so the reveal didn't happen. I thought, yeah, maybe towards the end of the season here they're gonna drag it out a bit, because at some point it was bound to happen. I kept saying, it can't keep up this much longer. There's no way to keep something like this hidden. But Kaiju number 10 kind of accelerated this process a bit, because his last scream there made all of the Dino Kaiju, the smaller ones, gather up and turn into this big swarm nuclear bomb about to explode and crash down and kill everybody there, and saying in his last words, this fight, human, ended in a draw. But yeah, and here is where we have Hoshina kind of internalizing a lot of things. He realized along the way, saying, I should have seen it. Why is he so fast? When Kafka ran past him, going faster and faster towards the bomb, I knew it. I knew it. I couldn't admit it to myself. I liked him. He felt something about Kafka here, and he's gonna be angry. Like, I don't think the relationship between them, maybe at the start, he's probably still gonna try and kill him. I don't think he's gonna like, yeah, you're a kaiju, why not, let's be best friends. I don't see that that happening instantly here, and Kafka is forced to transform in front of everybody, even Mina, all of the people there, all of the defense force, the guys in the lab, the guys on field, pretty much everybody knows right now he's Kaiju number 8 with 9.8 fortitude. Hoshina was shocked and angry at the same time, blaming himself for not seeing it or not realizing it sooner here, and Kafka pretty much stole the show towards the end of the episode here, being willing to do that reveal himself, kind of being motivated by seeing them in that scene there, being willing to risk everything to save the ones that he cares about. He goes after the bomb, punches it, launches it in the sky there. Of course, it's still gonna explode and him crashing down, and he actually uses his power to protect some recruits. There's some random soldiers on the ground, which hopefully is gonna win him some points, because after this, Mina takes him into custody, calls him Ibino Kafka, or no, Kaiju number 8, taking you into custody. So I can't wait for next week. I'm hyped. I'm hyped to say the least. After this episode, something major happened here, and I can't wait for it. Like, give me more. Like, where's the next episode? You can't do like this. But I'm happy it happened faster, so to say. instead of dragging it with him just kept staying hidden, nobody realizing he's the kaiju there. Now I'm really curious how they're gonna handle this in the next episode. What is Mina, what is Hoshina gonna do, or the higher ups at the defense force? This is probably gonna turn everything upside down, changes literally everything here. The questioning, how, who, are you a human, or so many questions after this episode. But yeah, awesome. Both Hoshina and Kafka, great episode. I'm really curious what you guys thought about this episode. Were you expecting the reveal to happen right now, or were expecting it to be later on? And let me know in the comments below. Of course, if you have read the source material, tell me what you think so far of the adaptation. Don't go into spoilers, please. And as always, thank you very much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, helps me quite a lot, and you guys get the latest videos on the series that I follow. So keep enjoying Kaiju. I can't wait for next week. I'm gonna see you on the next video. Bye bye.